Welcome to the Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN, live from Bristol, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Maine for the New England Region Championship, and more importantly, a ticket to Williamsport.
Moments like this are once in a lifetime.
An event as pure and joyful as anything you will find. It's over.
They've come so far for the chance to play on their field of dreams.
And a backflip for the ages.
Williamsport awaits.
Another hit, her fourth.
Ready to make memories.
It's gone!
That will last forever.
And a look at the complete New England region. I want you to move your eyes to the left side of the screen. New Hampshire and Maine, a 2-0 Maine win on the opening day of this tournament. A lot has happened in between, including a lot of winning. And now to the right side, New Hampshire and Maine are going to do it again. This is a rematch from that day one meeting that felt like it could go either way. Hello, I'm Mark Brown, along with Xavier Scruggs. And look, it comes down to this, right? Two teams, one spot in Williamsport. Can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, this is what you play all summer for, right? Literally, you go hard or you go home. Another thing I like, too, is the lights are on. We're going to find out which of these stars on the field here shine the brightest.
Well, their pitchers shined pretty bright for sure in that first matchup. Only 2 runs scored in that game.
Yeah, Colton Johnson, for me, with New Hampshire, did an amazing job kind of setting the tone for his team. He pitched well, went all 6 innings, and he gave his team a chance. Unfortunately, they weren't able to score any runs in that first game. And then you look on Maine's side, David Rank, he was a huge asset to his team on the mound. He went all 6 innings, struck out 6 guys, went the distance while giving up no runs. He set the tone for his team in this regional. Offensively, Joey Savaggio got the scoring going with a big RBI triple that put Maine on the board. They were going to score another run, and defensively they played well. Also, Les Carlson made the last out with a couple runners on, kind of securing the victory for his team.
Well, take a look at some more numbers on that first meeting. New Hampshire manager Dan DeFrancisco, he told us that, hey, his team was 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That could have been a completely different outcome, and he really feels like that gives the team confidence to try to get the revenge against Maine. Now let's talk about some hitting. Big hits in big spots has been a theme.
Yeah, please do not take your eyes off of Jacob Guerrero-Lamba from New Hampshire. You don't see this all too often. An inside the park home run and a huge game against Vermont. Wes Boudreaux is another guy to keep your eye on. Knows how to use the whole field, driving the baseball all around. No doubt 2 guys that you're going to have to keep your eyes on offensively for them. And then Maine, Charlie Armstrong, Big Daddy. He's a guy that drives the baseball to all gaps, had a big couple of RBIs in his last game against Massachusetts. He plays really good first base, but when you're talking about a kid that has some juice, it is Chuck Nasty, they call him, Charlie Armstrong.
What a performance he had to get them here. Now coming up from Bristol, New Hampshire and Maine on the road to Williamsport. Win and punch your ticket. First pitch coming up from Bristol on ESPN. The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN are brought to you by the all-new Sonic Smasher. Live free. Eat Sonic. Well, it is an overcast day for sure. We've definitely had a lot of precipitation. Hopefully the worst is behind us. New Hampshire versus Maine for the New England Region Championship. We are at the Giamatti Little League Center in Bristol, Connecticut. A spot in Williamsport is on the line. As we look at the manager, Dan DeFrancisco, this is his batting order. Jacob Guerrero-Lamba, we told you about him in the open. He will be leading off playing first base. Grayson Buckley, Nolan Dupuis, and Braden Miller should a runner reach base. And there is Dan DeFrancisco. He has done a tremendous job with this Salem Little League team on their run here to New England Regional, and feeling very confident that he's got what it takes to get revenge against Maine. Well, Maine will put David King on the mound to start. He had a 5-out save in the previous game to get him here.
Yeah, against Massachusetts, did a really nice job of being able to locate his pitches. That's the biggest thing with these guys. If you're able to throw your fastball and off speed for strikes, you'll find yourself having a lot of success, and he was able to get the job done.
And there are the numbers: 5'3", 106-pound, 12-year-old. And one thing that Dan DeFrancisco, the manager, has told us, he feels he's got depth in pitching, has confidence in every single one of them. First pitch is a ball down and away, and we're underway in the New England Region Championship game. Now, Jacob is a real impressive kid. We got to talk to him a little bit today.
He's a kid with so much confidence. You could tell that he really enjoys the game, enjoys his teammates. You could always see the personality coming out, and he's got a really big bat and some fast legs.
That one bouncing all the way to the backstop. The field is in outstanding shape, but it has taken some precipitation. Not hard rain, but kind of a steady drizzle or mist. But we're hoping that is all past us. And now a 3-1 count to the leadoff man, Jacob Guerrero Lamba. He's 5 for 9, scored 3 runs, got a homer and a double. Oh, what a good looking pitch there from David King. Full count. Fouled away to stay alive. The winner goes to Williamsport to punch their ticket to the Little League World Series, which begins August 14th. Of course, we'll have it for you, as we always do, on ESPN. And unfortunately, it's the end of the road if you don't win this game. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 in the outside corner.
Yeah, and that's huge for David King early on in this one. Whatever you can do to keep Guerrero Lamba off the bases, because he's extremely quick and knows how to put pressure on the defense. It's a nice job of getting the momentum going, getting that first out.
That brings up Grayson Buckley, the catcher. First pitch swinging. He fouls it off the third base line. A good time to let you know about our home plate umpire, Jared Goodell. First base, Michael Como. Gregory Tremblay is at second, and third base umpire is Mike Orlando. All right, King's missed in that spot a few times already.
Yeah, you could tell he's trying to make sure he can get to the outside corner. Doesn't want to give any of these New Hampshire hitters something in the middle that they can really drive. And that's where he had a lot of success last time, too, using that off speed on the outer half of the plate. You'll see him go do it a lot.
1 out and a 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, so 2-2. Breaking ball, frozen.
And you could tell he's pumped, man. He just uses that slower curveball. He's got a couple of them, right? One that's a little bit sharper than one that kind of slowly fades in there and kind of backed up a little bit.
Now
just frozen.
For New Hampshire, number 11.
What a start for David King, who normally platoons the catcher's duty with James Minervino. So James may need to go more than roughly half a game in this one. This is going to bring up Nolan Dupuis. He's the center fielder. Only 1 hit this week, but 3 runs batted in and some stellar play roaming the outfield. And he hits that one high to center field. Joey Salvaggio, no trouble. So a 1-2-3 inning, including a couple of backwards Ks. Maine's coming up. The Portland Little League All-Stars, state champions of Maine. Here is their 12th-man batting order. Eli Peltier will play second base and lead off Louis Bichard, who's been a great pitcher, a great shortstop, and has hit pretty well, too. James Minervino is the number 3 hitter. And, of course, Charlie Armstrong, we told you about his exploits. 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and showing some serious power. So we'll see how they do as we get our first look at Brian Bichard. He is the manager for the Portland Little Leaguers, and they are trying to become the first team from Portland Little League to make it to Bristol. Rather to, he's been in Bristol, rather to Williamsport. Maine were the state champions last year and the New England champions, and that was a team from Gray, New Gloucester, who's been helping this current Maine state champion prepare for the New England region and beyond. Perhaps they know the road. Now, New Hampshire, the Salem Little Leaguers, they are going to put Colton Johnson back out onto the mound. He was the guy who went the distance in that heartbreaking 2-0 loss back on Saturday to start the tournament. So they've gotten to see him, has Maine, and we'll see if he can give us the same kind of performance we saw back on the weekend.
Yeah, that's all you got to be asking for, right? And then just hope to get some of that run support that he wasn't able to get in that first game against them.
And he starts Peltier off with a breaking ball in there for a strike. Eli is 1 for 5. Stolen a base and scored a run. Leaving the count at 1-1. Just 4'11" and 84 pounds. Don't let that fool you. And he has just turned 12 years old. Ground ball back through the middle. This is trouble. And he's safe. He beats it out. Once it got past the pitcher, that was going to be a tough one.
Yeah, the hustle down first base line is what ultimately made this a single, right? That's the speed at the top of the order that helps this team in a major way. And offensively, that's what you can ask for, right? The guy going about as hard as he can with max effort, making sure he's getting down the line.
It's going to bring up Louis Bichard, the shortstop, who got the win on the mound versus Massachusetts. And he shows bunts. He is 3 for 5, couple runs scored, and a couple RBI. Does that tell us anything? Do you think this is going to be a tight game? I got him sacrificing early.
He has an aggressive team, right, that's willing to play the small ball.
That one was nearly fair. It was spinning backwards. And when Buckley, the catcher, was able to get on top of it, it was just foul. Quick as a cat back there. Grayson Buckley. Ground ball to third base. They'll go for the force play at second base. Not going to be a double play. Hustling down the line was Louis. So they erase the lead runner.
Yeah, there's Boudreaux over at third base, seeing it all the way in the glove, making sure he gets that first out first. That's the focus, is make sure you get one out at least.
The first pitch breaking ball for Colton Johnson as James Minervino, big Shaquille O'Neal fan. It's that one high towards left field, camping under it. Fantastic positioning there for William Briggs. He's playing right on the line.
Yeah, well, Briggs is also one of the more athletic players that we've seen. We've seen him on the mound as well, has a good arm, but very athletic, put himself in the right position to make that grab.
Bichard on first with 2 outs. Charlie Armstrong takes ball 1 up.
I've been impressed with Charlie Armstrong, one of the bigger kids that you'll see here in Little League, but also a really short, compact swing.
And he's got one headed toward a gap as well, but sprinting over to make the catch, Nolan Dupuis. Where doubles go to die. What a play by him. We're scoreless after one. Let's get to know Salem, New Hampshire. About 30,000 residents right on the border between New Hampshire and Massachusetts. And we showed you this last time. They played America's Stonehenge. Did not know there was such a thing, but it's worth the trip. Here's their road to the championship game. On Saturday, it was that tough loss to Maine, and then elimination bracket wins over Vermont and Massachusetts. Braden Miller at the plate, and he takes ball one outside. He's 3 for 7 with a couple of RBIs here in Bristol. How's that back? Count 1-1. Mom Amy is his role model. Ground ball down the line at third. Foul, but not by much.
Oh, just missed that double down the line. That's kind of how this game is going to be, right? It's going to be a game of inches. Everything is going to be determined by small plays. You see it just foul down that line.
This one not so close. Is zipping over there to get it is Demetrius Brown Phillips. He's the third baseman. He got injured in Monday's win over Massachusetts. Had a bit of a collision at home plate, a very big one as a matter of fact, and did not return to that game, but he's feeling great. Miller grounds out to second base. Ian Peltier. Did that ball deflect off the pitcher's glove?
Yeah, it did. Hit off of King's glove. Good job of Peltier by staying with that one. A lot of times those balls can take weird hops off of a deflected glove, and he was able to stay with it, make a good throw over to first base.
1-4-3 if you're scoring at home. This is Jackson Lemire. He is 1 for 6. Got a special talent of cooking eggs. Likes to make breakfast for his family. And on the 2-0 pitch, he takes strike one. Brings some left-handed power to the lineup. Didn't miss by a whole lot, but now a 3-1 count with one out. Ground ball to the left side, and it gets through for a base hit just past the outreaching glove of D. Brown Phillips. Want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball? Oh, visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. Each team now with one hit after the Lemire single. Perfectly placed.
That first hit usually kind of gets that monkey off the back offensively. It makes you kind of breathe. Hey, we're getting back to what we do offensively, getting guys on base.
Colton Johnson at the plate. He's the pitcher, still looking for his first hit, although he's delivered in many other ways, including on the mound. 1-1. One out and a man on. Fouls that off the right side. A good crowd on both sides here. So much at stake in this game. Look at the Portland, Maine fans. Called strike 3. If you can live on the back at the knee, probably going to do all right.
Yeah, this is just King using that outside corner there with a little bit of that velocity. We mentioned he was trying to find it early in that first inning. Did it right there.
Ground ball back through the middle. Second hit of the inning. Joey Salvaggio getting in there quickly from his center field position. Almost thought there was a play at second.
Yeah, this is just a little toe tap to get the front foot down and base hit right where it came from for Wes Boudreaux. Thank God you got yourself safe over there at second base.
So first and second with 2 outs. Colton Johnson, who struck out looking. That is the third strikeout looking, all 3 of them for David King. Trying to paint that corner again. Not this time. William Briggs, the batter. His brother, Rowan, was here in Bristol. Bichard, a little trouble with the handle. Out at first. Not exactly the way you draw it up, but it gets him out of the jam. Louis Bichard and then Charlie Armstrong.
Yeah, really calm, understanding how you still have time from Bichard, and a nice job at Armstrong getting back on the bag.
Last year, the Maine State champions, they went all the way to Williamsport, winning the New England region along the way from Gray, New Gloucester Little League, and it's not far from the Portland Little Leaguers, and they have kind of gotten together here. We're looking at the GNG Rockets on the left side of your screen. Most of them were on that team that went to Williamsport. They've been scrimmaging with this year's Portland Little League team that has gotten this far, and it's been a real big cooperation between those two programs. And you don't see that often. First pitch swinging, David King out on the ground ball to Kevin McDonough.
No, I think what makes that so cool is just, you know, those guys are probably close, right? Some of them know each other, but you start to feel like it's actually a possibility to get to Williamsport. You start to build that confidence early, being able to talk with some of those guys. So I love the idea that they got together and been playing against each other.
Squaring the bunts and pulling it back there, David Rank. His most like to meet would be Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich, a former teammate of mine when I was playing with the Marlins. One of the best teammates that you could have, a guy that was always kind of cheering on the guys in the dugout, giving little tidbits of information. Obviously one of the best hitters that we have in the major leagues as well.
And that's a hit by pitch. Looks like on the right hand or arm. That's pretty painful. And he is down to first base with 1 out.
I think he was unable to get out of the way a little bit there. It didn't look like get him down too hard.
For Maine, number 7, Finn Day.
Right fielder Finn Day coming up with 1 out and 1 on. Squaring to bunt. Pulls back but takes a strike. Pitching and defense was certainly expected with these two teams. That was a big story for their first meeting back on Saturday, which was a Maine win 2-0. That ball gets away from the catcher, and down to second base goes David Rank. That's going to go as a wild pitch. And Finn Day, who's 1 for 4 here in Bristol this week, has got a runner in scoring position. 1-1 count. Make it 1-2. That's the way to hit your spot.
Yeah, nice job of getting right back in the zone right there. Obviously a hit by pitch. You got a wild pitch right there. The focus has got to be playing catch, just throwing strikes.
Strike 3. And now 2 down.
Yeah, this is Johnson climbing the ladder a little bit here with that pitch.
Joey.
Does a good job of getting himself back in the count and being able to use the upper part of the zone.
Pitching's been good. That, though, is the first strikeout of the game for Colton Johnson. And first pitch swinging there, Joey Salvaggio, the center fielder. He's done a great job in center field, come up with some clutch hits as well. Now down 0-2. Joey says his mom has been his baseball coach for much of his youth baseball career.
Gotta love that.
And has quite the singing voice. Staying alive there, still down 0-2.
Sometimes the moms don't get enough credit for being out there with the kids as well. They, always cheering them on, taking them to practice most of the time. I remember my mom was throwing me batting practice when I was 11 and 12 years old.
Wow.
They do more than the scene.
That one misses up and in for ball one. One-two count. And now 2-2. Joey's mom, Danielle, gives him motivational talks. That's part of what gets him ready for each game. And now he's gone from 0-2, fouling it off, to a full count here.
Yeah, you can see in the outfield, Dupuis is shaded toward that right center gap. They're expecting him to maybe be a little bit later. If he hits something to the outfield, see a lot of movement in the outfield right now.
3-2 pitch. Strike three to end the threat.
This year, you're only a
This is just more of that velocity up at the top of the zone from Johnson. Gets the swing and miss, and his team is pumped.
Little League World Series, year in and year out, this event makes us all smile. And a homer! Go get it, big fella.
We are in the business of punching tickets to Williamsport. Play begins on August 14th. We've already got a few that are guaranteed there. The Southeast, Southwest, and Great Lakes already decided. We're going to decide one here in Bristol for the New England Championship. And then we got the Northwest later on tonight. 5 more tickets to be punched in the 10-region United States portion of this. Of course, there's 10 regions across the world as well. And we'll have it all for you here on ESPN. No score, top of the third inning. New Hampshire at the plate here. William Briggs, the left fielder. Mark Brown with you along with Xavier Scruggs. And what a week we've had here.
Mark, I've got a chance to see a lot of those games. And that team from Lake Mary, Florida, who's already punched their ticket, they're going to be a problem in the Little League World Series. I'll tell you that right now.
It's got Zach Bolden. Oh, not Briggs. Sorry about that. 3-0 count is what he's got. And he takes ball 4. So a rare lapse on the mound for either pitcher here. 4-pitch walk.
Now batting.
The last thing that you want, right? Because with that leadoff walk, so often they score. You're able to move the runner over with the bunt. You'll see it right now.
He gets it down, and they make the play at first. Gets the job done, moving the runner over. Pitcher King coming up with the play. Good job by Peltier, coming over from second base with the first baseman charging. Brings
Now
up
batting for New Hampshire, number 7,
Patrick DeFrancisco. Dan is the manager. That ball goes to the backstop as well. No hesitation. Just like that. 4-pitch walk, and the guy's on third base. That'll be a wild pitch. Another bunt. Check the runner at third. He's coming home. Play at the plate, safe. And the first run of the game goes to New Hampshire. Small ball.
A really nice job of Zach Bolduc over there at third base. He reads the bunt, right? Doesn't go right ahead, but as soon as he sees the throw, he's on his horse down to home plate. Does a nice job with the slide coming in as well. Perfect slide at home plate.
So with 2 out, the first run is finally across. Remember, New Hampshire, they lost 2-0 to Maine. So this is their first run. Now in the 9th inning of battle against this Maine State Championship team. And 2 out. And that one misses for ball 2. David King needs to settle down here. Now he's down 3-0 for the second time this inning.
And you mentioned it, right? Trying to settle down. What New Hampshire has done is really put pressure on the defense right now.
And that is ball 4. So the inning continues. Devin McDonough on at first base. They go back to the top of the order. We're going to have a visit to the mound. So we have the assistant coach out there to do the pitching visit. Brian Bouchard also was chatting with the home plate umpire as well as his catcher.
Yeah, this conversation looks more about, hey, control what you can control, get back to playing catch and throwing strikes. Only 1 run is scored, right? You still have 2 outs. Use the defense, allow the defense to work, but also you got to be very smart because we're back at the top of the order with Guerrero Lombo, who is a serious threat.
Indeed he is, hitting .500 here in Bristol. Struck out looking to start this game. And he's already seen David King that first time around. 1-0 pitch. Ripped into center field for a base hit. McDonough around second. He will try for third. The throw is in time. What an incredible throw by Joey Salvaggio, and the tag applied by Demetrius Brown-Phillips.
Yeah, Salvaggio sees him going right around first base, going around second. Perfect throw over to third base, and the perfect tag right there by Brown-Phillips.
Well, we got a little offense going in the top half of the third inning, and 1 run across. Could have been more if it weren't for a tremendous throw coming out of center field from Joey Salvaggio. Nailing a runner at third base to end the inning. Mark Brown along with Xavier Scruggs, and we got Wes Carlson coming up to lead things off. Swing and a miss for him. He was the one that made the diving catch out in left field on a sinking fly ball with 2 runners on and a 2-run lead to end that game in the win over New Hampshire. Looking to do something at the plate here. He's down 0-2.
Just think about that throw Salvaggio made. Amazing throw all the way to third base. Kind of stopped the momentum there.
Well, the 0-2 count facing Wes Carlson. Locked down left fielder. That one fouled out of play off the right side, so Wes stays alive. Wants to be a Major League Baseball player. In his spare time, when he's not playing baseball, play some video games. And that is outside for ball one. Carlson's favorite athlete is Steph Curry, who, if you were watching Team USA today, had an unbelievable game. 36 points as the U.S. came from double digits down against Serbia to pull it out. Absolutely saved the USA. They get to the gold medal game. In any event, we got a 2-2 count and nobody out. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Colton Johnson, command and control.
Now batting for Maine, number 36, Demetrius Brown.
Colton
Phillips.
Johnson has struck out the last 3 batters. And this is Demetrius Brown Phillips, and he takes strike 1. Good basketball player. A number of these players like flag football as well. That one just misses, so a 1-1 count. Demetrius made that fantastic tag to get that final out of the last inning on the throw from Salvaggio. They call him D. And he had a big hit earlier in the week. Swings through that one now, a 2-2 count. And that is fouled off the right side. A big part of the success for Colton Johnson is getting ahead in the count. 8 of 10 first pitch strikes, so that's quite a streak to be on.
Yeah, he's done a good job, kind of focused in, back in.
Line drive in there for a base hit to right. And D coming up big. Zach Bolduc very aggressive out there in right field as he had a notion of maybe trying to throw him out at first.
Yeah, you got to be careful there, right? Don't want to make any defensive mistakes out there. But definitely going to show off that arm out there in right field.
Demetrius been hitting in the number 10 spot in the order. He's walked, and you know, when you're down that far, sometimes you don't get those like 3 at-bats in a game or whatever. He's 3 for 3 officially after that hit. O'Brien showed bunt, pulled back, and took a strike. So a 1-out single. And O'Brien, Emmett O'Brien, who's 1 for 2 on the week, did not square that time. 1-1.
And I think O'Brien just looking for an opportunity to, you know, stay through the middle of the field. They've done a good job of kind of having their approach through the middle of the field. You don't see guys pulling off too much. A lot of times in these championship games, as a young player, you feel like you want to do it all, right? You feel like there's a lot of pressure on yourself, but ultimately you just want to keep the line moving.
Colton Johnson wanted a new baseball. He is up 1-2 in the count to Emmett O'Brien. Strike 3 called.
And that's Johnson's 4th strikeout of the night. Using that outside corner, continues to kind of expand the zone right there. Knows that is sweet spot right there, and has gotten some guys striking out looking.
4 of the last 5 batters he has struck out. In fact, they are the last 4 outs. The only batter that didn't strike out is sitting on first base right now. Ian Fitzgerald. And the streak of first pitch strikes continues. It went up to 10 of 12. This is up there.
The first pitch strikes are so important. It puts yourself in such a good position to be able to use your whole arsenal. And that's what we've seen Johnson do, mixing in the off speed, using the fastball away.
That has popped up off the right side and into the seats. Fitzgerald, 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Looking to keep this inning alive for Maine. Both pitchers have thrown 46 pitches exactly, and number 47 for Johnson is strike 3 to end the inning.
And you're seeing him work and getting a lot of the swing and miss, throwing a lot of strikes, doing it for his team right now. Johnson on the mound, carving them up.
Here's a look at the business end of the New England region bracket. Maine and New Hampshire. Don't be fooled by that 7-1 Maine win over Massachusetts. That one was tight late. It was a 5-run outburst that kind of stretched that one out towards the end of that game. And for New Hampshire, they have all been close games that they have been in to get here, including their first meeting, a 2-0 loss with this Maine team. Buckley, that's a fair ball down the line. He's around first, looking for 2. And slides in there with a leadoff double.
Nice job of Buckley being aggressive early on this first pitch. Gets the barrel out in front and gets something down the line. But I also love busting it out of the box. When you can be aggressive, smelling a double, and not stopping around first base, that's the difference between extra bases and a single right there. Nice job of Buckley, who's also doing a really good job behind home plate at the catcher position.
That ball is hit high to shallow center field. It is Salvaggio camped under it for the first out of the inning.
Huge out right there, because we know Nolan Dupuis is someone that has some pop. Able to get him to just get underneath that pitch.
Now batting, number 9.
Nice job of Salvaggio, who's played great center field all regional.
2 pitches, 2 balls in play. First pitch swinging for each of the first 2 hitters. Braden Miller. He doesn't swing, but he takes a strike. Ground ball back through the middle, deflected by the pitcher. It's on into center field, and they will hold Buckley at third.
See this base hit right back through the middle. Nice job of staying short and compact with the swing. And I don't know, I might have sent him right here, because I think you had an opportunity to score here with 1 out on the board. Would have taken a really strong throw from Salvaggio in center field.
Maybe that's what Ryan Bouchard was thinking. Infield is in and just over. The shortstop is an RBI single for Jackson Lemire. He's 2 for 2 today. That was a big one.
Yeah, great swing going to the opposite field, staying inside the baseball. When I say staying inside the baseball, that means your body rotates on the inner half of the baseball, being able to use that barrel on the outside pitch. Nice job of placing that right over the head of Bouchard.
Just 5 pitches thrown this inning. 4 of them have been in play. Let's listen in.
It's 2 runs, okay? That's a big lineup, okay? They can hit, okay? They hit us, big deal. 2 runs. Let's hold them down here, okay? We got force play all around. Let's get the easy one, hopefully the lead runner, and let's get the heck out of here, okay? 2 runs, okay? And then we're going to go hit. Let's go.
What do you think about the message?
Yeah, I think that's the right message, right? Calm the guys down a little bit, get them focused into, hey, there's only a couple runs on the board. We put up more than a couple runs in this regional, so just getting the guys to think alongside of being calm and staying confident.
Pitcher Colton Johnson, who has really heated up these last couple of innings on the mound. See if he can get it done at the plate. Struck out his first time up. 2 on, 1 out. and a 2-run lead.
And also, if you're New Hampshire right now, you see this is the middle of the order. Guys being aggressive, swinging the bat. There's obviously such a big difference in Little League when there's the middle of the order and toward the bottom of the order. This is the meat of your lineup.
Right back to the pitcher. Safe at second base as they went the hard way for a double play opportunity. They get the out at first. And now 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position.
Now batting number 5, Wes Boudreau.
They bring up Wes Boudreau, grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Waits on the curveball, fouls it off.
And you can tell New Hampshire starting to sit back a little bit more on that off speed, taking chances to be able to let the ball get a little bit deeper and look for that off speed, look for that curveball.
That ball is hit right at the second baseman. Eli Peltier gloves it to bring an end to the inning. But New Hampshire gets another run. They lead it 2-0 after the inning.
Yeah, we've got David King, who's been throwing well for Maine here, doing a good job of throwing strikes early on, getting his team started with that momentum, getting some swing and miss as well, using the off-speed, mixing and matching, and looking to continue to give his team an opportunity. On the other side, you got New Hampshire's Colton Johnson, who's been great all game, hasn't given up a run. And the last 5 outs recorded have all been via the strikeout, so he's getting his punchies today and supporting his team on the pitching mound and letting the defense work as well. Very nice job from Colton Johnson on Maine side, on New Hampshire side.
Yeah, and he is definitely feeling good about things. Here's a look at the numbers there. Hasn't walked a batter. You mentioned those 5 strikeouts, 47 pitches, and of course, pitch count really only matters for the max end today because there's no tomorrow if you don't win the game. And, of course, it doesn't start in Williamsport until the 14th. So plenty of time to get the allotted rest. 2-0 New Hampshire with Maine coming up top of the order. Eli Peltier, who caught the soft liner to end the last inning, singled the first time up. Well, if you're from Maine, you like lobster, that's for sure. Good spot for the 1-1 count now for Peltier. 2 for 6 here in Bristol. Hit that hard, but foul. Science is his favorite subject. Eli. That Mark is one of the coaches.
And they could really use Eli getting on base here, not just because he's the leadoff batter, but a guy that has some speed, right? You're talking about maybe getting a ball in the gap and getting his legs going, being able to score.
Slow bouncer. Johnson has it and has the first out of the inning. Find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. Brings up Louis Bichard. Grounded into the fielder's choice. His first time up. No pitch there, and now we're back and ready. First pitch strike. There he goes again.
Yeah, and you'll see the catcher Buckley, too, kind of set up away, does a good job of staying spread out. He's been one of the better catchers that I've seen here in this region as well. Does a really good job of keeping the ball in front. Gives his pitcher a good target and moves well athletically behind the plate.
Swing and a miss for 1-2. That getting ahead has really helped him. The number's 11 of 14. First pitch strikes. He has yet to give up a run. Didn't miss by much there.
And they're smart, too. Buckley will continue to try to keep expanding the zone by setting up further and further outside, and Johnson will hit his spots.
Soft bouncer over to second base. That is Patrick DeFrancisco, who has been about as stellar as you can be with the glove over at second base. Known to blow bubbles pretty much in action. There it goes.
That's one of the best parts about Little League, right? Whether it's Bubble Yum, Bubblicious, Bazooka, blowing the biggest bubbles you can while you're playing.
What was your gum of choice?
Oh, I had to go Big League Chew.
All right, got it. And there is DeFrancisco again, like a vacuum cleaner over there. And a 1-2-3 inning brings New Hampshire back to the plate, leading by 2.
Hey, let's go! Come on.
Just a trace of mist blowing by the lights at the Giamatti Little League Center, and New Hampshire. Wow, what a performance. They're getting pitching, they're getting defense, they've got a couple of runs, and they're coming to the plate in the top of the 5th inning. They'll be facing a new pitcher. Demetrius Brown-Phillips has moved over from third base to take over for David King, who goes to third base. Just swapping positions. Big D has a 3-for-3 batting record here this week, and now they need him to start shutting things down and getting their bats going. If they don't, then it will be the Salem Little Leaguers from New Hampshire, New England Region champs, and heading for Williamsport. But that's a chat for a little bit later on. Still 2 innings to play. And that is ball 1. William Briggs, the left fielder, at the plate. Couple of hits this week. And that one hits him. That thing rode right in up on the hands. Looked like it might have caught him on the forearm. We'll take another look at that.
Yeah, and William Briggs stands right up on the dish. So not a lot of room for a pitcher to work on the inner half of the plate. You can see his feet right up on that line there. The ball just runs a little too far inside. And William Briggs finds himself on first base as a leadoff runner.
Zach Bolduc squaring to bunt, and he takes the ball outside.
Now batting number 3, Zach Bolduc.
Bolduc scored the first run of the game. Walked, was sacrificed twice. Turns around, he'll do the sacrificing, and that is ball 2.
Yeah, this is where you can almost bring the corners in a little bit tighter from a defensive standpoint, because you know they're going to try to get the bunt down, get that runner over to second base.
That one squeaks by. They're going to make the throw to second, but not in time as Briggs is down there.
And this has got to be an auto take right here, right? He hasn't thrown you a strike. It's a 3-0 count. You're getting toward the bottom of the lineup, trying to get as many base runners as possible to continue to add on runs here.
That last pitch ruled a wild pitch as we're getting the guys coming in from the bullpen. Looks like Nolan Dupuis was warming up. He is all set and goes back into the New Hampshire dugout. That's what the delay is for. You've got to run out onto the field to get back and forth from the bullpens here. Here's Dupuis. Looked great in relief yesterday. And that is a called strike.
I would assume he would try to get the bunt down here, try to move the runner over.
Tries to do just that, but fouls it back, and the count goes full.
And credit Brown-Phillips for getting back in the count, right? Getting back to throwing strikes. He was down 3-0. He's able to throw some good pitches these last couple of strikes, trying to put him away.
Shaking off a couple signs there. Bolduc stays alive with the count full. Zach wants to be an architect. Hard hit, and Armstrong making the great stab. You know, we highlighted the great job he's done with the stick, but you also wanted to talk about that defense.
Yeah, he's done a nice job over there at first base, digging balls out, being able to move pretty well over there. A good little shot right at him, and he's in the right spot at the right time.
Brown Phillips came back from the 3-0 count. That right off the helmet of Owen Griffin. So a dead ball, and down to first base he goes. That ball ricocheted all the way back to the pitcher in the air.
You got to love the reaction of him, too, after getting hit in the head. I don't know if I'd be so excited, but he's pumped getting down there to first base.
DeFrancisco pulls it back after showing bunt. Takes ball one. And then fouls the bunt attempt back.
Yeah, check out Owen Griffin after he got hit.
Unfazed.
He's like, let's go, baby. I eat those.
Swinging away this time. DeFrancisco fouls it away. Down 1-2 now with 1 out and 2 on. New Hampshire looking for some tack-on runs here late. Checks his swing and takes ball 2.
That's a good take right there. Tough pitch to lay off of because it's coming in slower. You get that off speed up in the zone. Your eyes get so big and you want to take a swing, especially these 11 and 12-year-olds. It's easy to take a hack at that, but he was able to hold up nicely.
Slow roller to second base. Could be trouble. Tries to get him at second and does. Eli Peltier went the hard way there. And he and Louis Bichard did a nice job to get that out.
Well, credit Peltier for kind of understanding that he had some time at second. Teaching moment for a base runner, you have to slide there. Owen Griffin has to do a better job of at least sliding. You can't assume that you're going to be safe there at second base.
So 2 outs, runners on first and third. Kevin McDonough, the shortstop, and number 12 hitter. Takes a mighty hack at that one. Walked his first time up, still looking for his first hit of the week. Tries to bunt his way on there, and it's foul. Now he's behind 0-2.
Donna trying to catch him by surprise. One of those guys that has some speed.
Brown Phillips looking for out number 3 to get out of the jam. Way up and in. Somehow McDonough was able to avoid it. One-two count. Grounds to third. King with a nice play. Goes the short way. He and Peltier put an end to the inning. It's 2-0. New Hampshire heading for bottom 5. The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN are brought to you by the new Fun 99 menu at Sonic. Live free. Eat Sonic. Well, we've got 4.5 innings in the books. Fans of all ages are enjoying the fact that really the rain has ended. And we've got Charlie Armstrong ready to lead off for Maine, who's chasing 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it seems like Colton Johnson's getting harder and harder to hit.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job of expanding the zone. Buckley working hard back there as his catcher. They've been working the outer half of the plate all night long. And Maine just has to find a way to make an adjustment.
First time up, Armstrong got a good piece of it into left center field. This time it's a ground ball to shortstop. McDonough up with it, and a routine first out.
Really good defensive play right there. But when I say make an adjustment, ultimately you're looking at Maine, maybe trying to get on the plate a little bit, get a little bit closer. Everything's been outside, so it's hard to really get on the outer half of the plate if you're staying in the same spot, especially 11, 12-year-olds. If you can get up on the plate, look to get that barrel out in front and catch something on the outer half, you'll find themselves in a better position.
David King down 0-1 in the count. Likes to make crepes.
Some of these kids with their cooking skills, I'm
Talent.
impressed.
Yeah. Slow bouncer to third. What a gun. Wes Boudreau.
Mark, I love the aggressiveness, knowing that this ball has a chance to go foul. Boudreau coming toward the line. And you mentioned the strong throw. He's got one of the best arms we've seen over there at third base. Quick with the release and a perfect throw. A great stretch over there by Guerrero Lamba.
5 straight outs via ground out for Colton Johnson. It doesn't seem that long ago we were talking about the 5 straight strikeouts for outs. So a strikeout, ground out pitcher,
that's exactly what you want, right? Somebody who can get swing and miss, but also when somebody puts it in play, it's weak contact.
1-1. Nobody on. 2 outs. 4 outs away right now for New Hampshire. Big swing from David Rank, who was hit by pitch in his first time up.
You just want to see the hitters kind of get a little bit closer toward the plate. He's using the outer half all day.
And a big strikeout from Colton Johnson.
It's just been weak contact, and then going up in the zone. And you can see how excited he is. 3 outs away.
Salem Little League, New Hampshire State champions, up 2-0, and coming up to the plate in the top of the 6th inning. Jacob Guerrero Lamba, the leadoff hitter. They've got the top of the order up. And he is 6 for 11 at the plate in this tournament, including a hit his last time up.
Selects all his home run baseballs. I love that, too. Kid that hits a lot of them.
Yep. The number, we believe, is 31 in his Little League career. Hard ground ball to shortstop. Bouchard stabs at it, but can't come up with it. Any little bobble. And Jacob is on first base.
Yeah, the speed is just one of the things that he has in his back pocket besides the power. We were talking about the home runs, but Bouchard, a good effort to try to stay with this one, but so much speed coming off from the legs of Guerrero Lamba.
And that one goes off the head of Buckley.
New Hampshire can't get complacent here, right? Because we know Maine can put up some runs, and they've got quite the potent offense, too. So you look to add on, trying to give yourself as much cushion as possible for that bottom of the 6th inning.
Nolan Dupuis, the center fielder, has flown out both times to the center fielder. A couple real good defensive center fielders in this one. Joey Salvaggio, the other. Cobra Kai is the favorite TV show. And fouls it away. 0-2 count.
Dupuis, a guy that's just missed a couple of baseballs today, got under one a little earlier in this one. He's got some pop.
Race that one outside. Huge opportunity here for New Hampshire to create some breathing room. Dupuis rips that one left center field. Salvaggio over. Wow. He got it. A snow cone web gem by Joey Salvaggio. How many runs did that save? At least 2.
Salvaggio just going back, first step, recognizing how to get there, opening up the back hip. And I mean, you talk about someone with some speed and some field awareness. We might see that on Sports Center top 10 later on tonight.
Wow. What else can you say? Joey Salvaggio.
I mean, that might not have only scored one. That might have scored a couple right there. Guerrero Lamba did a good job of getting off the base there. I think he still could have been able to tag, but elected not to.
One and one count now with one out. Braden Miller at the plate. He's got 4 hits this week for New Hampshire. And he ducks under that one. One for 2 on the night. Fouls that away. Count goes to 2-2. Well, the way this inning started, it looked like Maine was really in trouble, and look, far from out of it yet, but it could already be 3 or 4-0.
And that's the thing too, Marcus. We've seen Salvaggio make a couple of plays now that has killed the momentum for New Hampshire.
Right, the throw out at third base. Doing everything he can to try to keep his team within striking distance. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball. That's a big strikeout.
Yeah, that's a good slider right there that really started right at Braden Miller and came right back over the plate. You saw his knees buckle a little bit, tried to bend down underneath that, but that had some good bite to it.
Jackson Lemire with 2 on and 2 out. Grounds it to shortstop, and Bouchard gets the out at second base, and somehow Maine gets out of it without giving up a run. They're down to their last 3 outs. Coming up.
Joey Salvaggio has been making plays all day. Check out earlier in this game, had a ball hit to him and ended the 3rd inning by throwing out a runner all the way from the center field position. And then just recently making this play in the last half inning, going to left center, showing off the speed with a couple of runners on base and no outs. My man trying to be on Sports Center tonight.
Well, let's take a look at the game track here. Colton Johnson, a star on the mound in just 67 pitches. He needs to get 3 outs. Remember, the max you can throw is 85. He's got room if he keeps going the way he's been going. Maine is just 2 for 17 at the plate. They've been unable to get any offense going. So Colton Johnson, a big key for his success. 14 of 18 batters. First pitch strikes.
The command has been on point, and there's no reason to change the game plan, right? They haven't been able to touch your stuff. Keep expanding the zone, keep working outside, and change up your speeds and locations. Been doing a nice job all night.
Right fielder Finn Day will lead off the bottom of the 6th, trying to bunt his way on. That goes foul. Not a bad idea, right?
No, not a bad idea. Trying to change up the pace a little bit. You know, if you haven't quite swung the bat well, you want to try to get yourself on base any way you can.
Colton Johnson, 5 complete innings. He's 3 outs away of delivering Salem Little League to Williamsport. The bunt is down. Safe at first on a very close play. We haven't had any challenges in this game.
And you immediately see Colton Johnson say, hey, we got to challenge that one.
You don't get to take him with you, right?
And this is just a perfectly placed bunt right here by Finn Day. Making the pitcher and Colton Johnson bounce off the mound. Looked like it might have got stuck a little bit there when he tried to grab it.
Inconclusive on those first 2 looks, but we'll get to see some others. Remember, the call on the field, safe, so it's going to have to be clear evidence to overturn it. Let's have a few more looks. Jacob Guerrero-Lamba, look at the stretch. That's fantastic. Is his foot on the bag yet?
I think it is. May not be enough to overturn it from that angle.
Gotta be conclusive. I'm not sure it is. I'm with you, X.
Yeah, it's a good stretch there from Guerrero-Lamba. But give Finn Day credit for getting down the line and a smart decision to lay a bunt down, trying to change the pace of this game.
So the call will stand. And it's a big one. Tying right run coming to the plate, and we showed you the incredible defense of Joey Salvaggio. They need him from the stick now. Big swing. Trying to tie it up with one swing.
Yeah, you can't get too overly aggressive here, right? You still got to get a strike. Can't necessarily think home run. Got to continue to move the line. Get yourself on base as well.
Strike 2.
And this is where, if you're Colton Johnson, you can do what you've been doing most of the day, expand the zone a little bit. 2 strikes, look to use the outer half of the plate, look to see if you get a swing and miss outside of the zone.
One on, nobody out, and the 0-2 count to Salvaggio.
And again, you see Buckley move himself almost in that left-handed batter's box right there to try to expand that zone.
Ground ball to the right side. DeFrancisco will get one. And the runner moves to second base. That's the right play, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Focused on just getting an out right there. That run doesn't mean anything at second base.
With one down,
number 27, Wes
New
Carlson.
Hampshire is now 2 outs away. That ball is well hit to right field. Going back, makes the catch. Zach Bolduc. The runner will tag and get to third, but that is a massive defensive play right there by Zach Bolduc.
Wow, Bolduc going back on this baseball. And this ball was hit pretty well. Does a good job of kind of contorting his body to turn around to the other side. And what a grab out there in right field from Zach Bolduc.
That's going to bring up Demetrius Brown-Phillips.
Demetrius Brown Phillips.
He is 3 for 3 at the plate over the course of this week. He takes ball one up. A 2-0 lead for New Hampshire. And 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning for a spot in Williamsport.
Maybe the biggest at-bat of Demetrius' Little League career right here. Hoping to just get something to where he can get himself on base and get that winning run up to the plate.
1-1 count. How's that straight back? 1 out away. 1 strike away. Tries to get him to go fishing.
Wow, what a take right there from Demetrius. A good decision.
They appealed to first base, but he definitely held. 2-2 count. What a take for 3-2. Oh, man.
When Colton wanted that one, he's over here jumping off the mound. But that's been his game plan. You see, that's a close one right there, but a little too far off the zone. Nice take from Demetrius.
3-2 count. Called strike 3, New Hampshire. You're going to Williamsport.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final score is New Hampshire 2, Maine 0. We sincerely appreciate it.
There are your New England champions, avenging an earlier loss to Maine by the exact same 2-0 score.
Just an excellent performance on the mound with Colton Johnson. I mean, you talk about pitching the biggest game of your Little League career, going out there, getting an opportunity at redemption against Maine. And you go out there and throw the best 6 innings of your life and finishing the same way you started, using the outer half of the plate. See the excitement. Finish the game exactly the way you want to. What a big outing there from Colton Johnson and the New Hampshire team.
He was the hard luck loser with a complete game the first 2 times these teams met by the exact score of 2-0. He goes the distance again in a 2-0 game, and this time delivers his team, his town, to Williamsport. And we have the man of the hour, Colton Johnson. Colton, it's Mark Brown along with Xavier Scruggs. How are you feeling right now?
Really great. I'm really happy.
Colton, what does it mean to be able to have a chance now? You guys are going to Williamsport. What comes to your mind first when you think about Williamsport?
Just have fun. Just have fun. Hit the ball.
So, as you were on the mound this evening, Colton, what kind of groove did you get in? What was the key for you to shut down this great Maine team?
I practiced my curveball a lot, and that's how I got a lot of strikeouts with.
Yeah, Colton, it seemed like you and Buckley behind home plate were doing a good job of expanding the zone, kind of working the outside. Was that something that you guys had talked about, working the outside part of the plate?
Yeah.
All right, your teammates are running past you right now. I know that you probably want to go and celebrate with them. Great job. Congratulations to all of you Salem Little Leaguers. You're going to Williamsport.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Colton Johnson, my goodness, a complete game. 7 strikeout, no walk. on just 3 hits. So, the latest ticket punch, the Salem Little Leaguers of New Hampshire. 4 tickets punched. 1 more tonight, next on ESPN in the Northwest, and then 5 more tomorrow. Final thoughts?
Quite the treat that we had here in this New England Regional. Can't wait to see what these young boys are able to do in Williamsport here coming real soon. I'll see them out there as well.
Final score, New Hampshire 2, Maine nothing. New Hampshire, New England champions, and they are going to Williamsport. Coming up next, Washington takes on Idaho in the Northwest Region Championship. For Xavier Scruggs, I'm Mark Brown. We are going to send it back to Carl Ravitch in the ESPN studio.